Hello, my dear.
Hello,
Not dear. Okay. Hello, people. Bonjour.
hello. Well,
Labas rytas, laba diena, labas sekmadienis.
welcome back to the sixth episode.
And back me up here again with you, right? So this is our sixth episode. I'm super happy that we are still doing it, to be
Yeah.
honest, because at some point I thought that okay, I mean, when you are starting something, you think that it will,
You're
it
so
will go,
excited.
yes,
It'll
yes,
go viral in the
yes,
first
I mean, we
episode.
will do something. Wow, people are waiting, like sitting and waiting for us to do that.
Well, we did actually have that one moment of
Yeah,
of sparkling
yeah,
fame.
yeah, yeah. Tell
On
us.
TikTok, we at this point we have 1,006 likes in total. And on one of our videos from the previous episode, we have the previous episode, right?
I
Or
don't remember. I
one
think
or
so.
two episodes ago, we have 36,000 views and around 800 likes.
Yes, exactly. Well, other posts are not doing so good, but this
Go
one
like our
post,
TikTok, it's down in the bio,
yes,
please.
yes, please follow us. Yeah, but this one somehow, and we do not know how did it go. I mean, why
Just
it went viral.
something clicked and the algorithm just pushed it out there very strong.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we were very happy and very, like, oh my God, what is happening there? Those numbers are growing like
Every
in
single
thousands.
minute it's growing by thousands.
So yeah, we had our moment already, and that's good. Well, it's nice. You cannot lie, that
Of
it's
course.
nice to see that someone is watching. It's nice to know that people are waiting, for the new episode
I
coming.
mean, even if you say that you don't like that, you
Hmm.
don't want that, or you don't like that spotlight, you'll get a smile on your face if you see
Yeah,
something
yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah. Of course, it's some sort of approval that you're doing something,
Something
something,
right.
yeah, something right, something interesting, something, I mean, something not only you like, right, but
Yeah.
others might also like. So yeah, so that was very good. However, at the end of the day, we are doing it because we like it, right? And
Yeah.
we like to spend the time together, and we like to do these or to talk, topics we are choosing or someone is requesting. It's just because I believe that it's our time, At the end of the day, we are not on our phones or laptops or,
It's our bonding time.
yes, it's something we are doing together, and it's like, it's. I believe that it has value in terms that. When you will grow up, those videos will still be there, right? Like that video when you were presenting. When she was little, she did a video because she really wanted to be a YouTuber. And she was insisting to have a camera, and she was asking us to upload those videos. And she did one video, like when you were presenting the magazine, like some kids
Barbie
Barbie
magazine.
magazine, yeah, and she was very into it, and she was explaining the way you saw that someone else is explaining, right? Like how does it work? Like what else you can see there, and that you can paint, and she was painting like for
Like
15
five
minutes there.
minutes of the video.
Yes, but at that time, I mean, it was like sort of, yeah, okay, we will have loud just because you want to have it something, but there was like not much, uh, I don't know,
Value.
nothing to call mom about. But now, like a few weeks ago or a month or before we started actually this podcast, we found this video again. It was so cute, it was so interesting to see
Well,
you.
apparently people liked it. I have like 200 views.
Exactly, yeah, and it was so very cool, to see how you like it's like other person. It's like not you, the way I see you, but it was little Rugile, So that was very very cute, and I believe that our episodes also will stay, and I mean I will grow, grow old, and you will grow up, but they will be here. So this is our time, and I really appreciate that you wanna do it with me, because this is exactly what we are going to talk today and this morning.
Please appreciate this transition into the topic. It's amazing.
Yeah, is it?
Yes.
because this morning, Rugila, we were trying to see the best topic we want to talk about today
Well,
because
this was the first topic that we
yeah.
said, and,
Well, I
and
had the list. I always have this list, sort of topics pending, right? But not necessarily you feel like this is the topic for today,
yeah,
And I might collect different information, and it might look very interesting, but you feel that it will not.
it's not gonna come out right
Yeah,
that day.
yeah, exactly. It's not that day's or that episode's topic. And after our late Sunday breakfast, we
That
were
ends at 1
something
p.m.
like that. Rugila goes like, "Why don't we?" I mean, you explain yourself. How did you came up with that topic?
I don't know. I've when I'm chatting with friends, I realize how lucky I am actually to have this amazing relationship with my mom. And I guess it's just nice to talk about and nice to share how to keep the mom and daughter relationship like strong and open and like a friendship. She's my best friend in the least cheesy way possible.
Yeah, and it might sound cheesy and it might sound a bit cocky,
Yeah.
because I don't know how it's in other cultures, but in Lithuania, if you are doing something good, you should be shy, right? I mean, it's sort of not your achievement.
Mhm.
It's just something you have, and you should be like a bit, like I don't know, keep it for yourself. Let's say it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I feel that this is the biggest achievement I ever got in my life. When you came to me with this topic today, I was like, yeah, because I mean, wow. For me, it was like this kind of reaction, because it might be cheesy and it might be sort of, okay, we are showing off how good we are. But no, I mean, we actually put a lot of effort into it, right? And I believe both of us.
Yeah.
And it's not that we were, it came naturally. Not really, not all the time, right? Not always, especially through everything we've been through together,
Yeah.
right? And that sort of bonding part and understanding each other and being honest with each other, it didn't came so, easy, I
Yeah.
would say, right? So thank you so much in the first place. Yeah, I really appreciate that you decided that you are feeling comfortable talking about that, because sometimes, and it's like majority of teenagers are being shy of their parents in general, or you know what I mean.
I mean, I was never embarrassed by you. I always like if you're dancing crazy, I'm dancing crazy with you in public.
Yeah,
I
and
never had that moment of like, I wish I had someone else as my parent. No, I was always like there.
that's so very cool. Thank you so much. Aw. Are we going to cry
How
today?
many times do you think we'll cry?
Well, I bet for 3.
3. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, uh, how do you think why we are friends? I mean, like, why did it happen? Why we are friends? Why you are my friend? Why I'm yours?
Well, it started off in 2007, April 10th. No, I think we've been through enough, and you put in a lot of effort to to make us reach this level of closeness. And we always understood each other and never like judged each other, except when we were asking each other to or to
Yeah.
like help, but it was to help each other. And somehow you made our relationship like strong and trustful enough that we tell each other everything that we need to know, or you tell me enough what I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you basically everything.
Okay.
And I mean, it didn't just come like you get a strong relationship, that's it.
Yeah.
It came from hard work, and some days we have rough patches, but we figure it out. I mean, we haven't had a bad day in long,
Yeah,
long time.
actually. Yeah.
We
We
just
don't.
fight a little and then make up.
I mean, we do argue.
We argue a lot, but it's like it's not saying bad stuff to each other. Not like some daughter and mom do. Like,
But I don't recall that you, like, I really don't remember that you ever said something rude to me. Really? Wow, that's very interesting because you never did. I mean, maybe you thought something, it's like, "Ah, she's, and all the swearings
I
comes
don't think
out.
so, honestly.
But yeah, but I don't think that you ever sort of actually somehow hurt my heart, with saying something. Sometimes you can say something you don't mean, right?
Yeah.
But you still, it comes out sort of. But I don't think that you ever did it to me, right? So I think that we build our relationship from the very like first days, uh, by being by building trust in the first place, like you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and also not being fake to each other.
That's true.
Okay, yeah. Because I mean, sometimes I felt that parents, they are trying to follow some sort of parenting pattern, whatever it is, right?
Like, not
But
show what you're feeling. We discussed this
yeah,
in one of our episodes, that like not showing how you feel, it's like gonna completely damage some part of your relationship.
yes, exactly. And then, I mean, if you are being not perfect as a parent and you are saying it to your child, it's like, I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with your behavior, but I mean, just let's try to make it work.
Yeah.
Rather than, I don't know, giving some orders. No, you are punished. Go into your room and do so. I mean, that will never work, right?
You've never done that to me.
No, I don't think so. As well. Yeah. So I'm a good mom. That's why you're a good daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, we put the crowns on our heads. But yeah, I mean, you are being real. You are being natural, and sometimes even if you are being very, I don't know, upset with yourself. Like as a parent, for example, you don't know something, or you feel that maybe you are, losing somewhere, or you are not bonding enough, or you have some issues, or you don't have time.
Well, that happens as a child too. Like, not child, but like a daughter or son. I think guys too, when you feel like you're losing the connection, or you're
Mm-hmm.
not spending enough time, maybe it's because you're in a bad place, or your
Mm-hmm.
parent is working too much, which we've went through, us too,
Yes.
or just something is going rough in your life and you don't feel like you can give enough, or you can give
The
at
first one
all,
is coming, I see. Yeah, I saw what's doing.
or you can give any good energy to your parent, and then
Yeah.
you feel like better not give any bad energy or sad energy that will bring them down too.
Yeah, and that was very important rule actually I implemented from the very beginning, that don't be afraid to ask for a distance. Sort of not distance in relationship itself, but today, I had a very bad day. It's not that I want you to somehow comfort me. No, I want to be alone. I want to somehow get rid of those emotions I had, right? And then I'll come back to you when I'll be ready to give you something good, right? And I believe that you are doing the same when we actually have bad days.
Well,
For
I
some,
think I'm doing that more than you.
well, now you're teenagers,
Yeah.
so you don't know what is happening with your emotions, and it's very difficult. I mean, it's impossible to control them because it's just the way your brain works now. They are just like giving you all kind of emotions and deal with it, find a way out. It's a sort of, your brain is, joking on you. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, I always had the sort of um, I've been very comfortable to say to Rugila, okay, listen now, listen, go play a little bit. When you are little, we did it the same exactly. Go play a little bit. Give me like half an hour, okay? I'll go, I'll take a shower, I'll do something, I'll listen some music, and then I'll come back to you.
Or you just said, imagine that I'm not home.
Oh, imagine that I'm not home. Yes, that was that was always Jesus Christ. Yes, and then I'm closing the door. Imagine that I'm not home and do whatever you would be doing without me. It's rude, right? Somebody can say that it's very rude and very egoistic, you know.
Yeah.
And at some point it is, well, it's not rude. It's not
No, I
rude to
feel
be
like
honest.
it made some lines or some like guidelines to our
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when your friend was over and I realized that this is not normal for most people. Like, we were all talking, and at some point, you said, "Okay, now we're gonna talk. Go, you can go to your room." And she
Yeah.
was like, I went up, and she was like,
Are you kicking her?
"You, no." She said like, "I can't believe that you have so
Ah,
much trust
yes.
and privacy in your relationship." And
Yes.
before I didn't realize that it's like doesn't happen in a lot of families,
Mm-hmm.
and we just have that understanding with each other.
Yeah, yeah, and that space, I mean, it gives you a lot, you know, when you are being so confident in your in people you live with, because I believe that it comes like later on you will implement the same rule with your partner or with your, you know, I don't know, roommates or flatmates. You will have other people in your life you have to deal with. You have to
Yeah,
feel comfortable living with each other, you know.
yeah,
And it doesn't really matter if that's your child, your husband, your boyfriend, or your just roommate, right? Sort of to implement some rules, but also explain why do we need those, right? For example, I was always explaining, okay, so I want to be alone just because I feel very, you know, like I am very upset or I am very mad, you know? And it's like, and now I cannot actually give you a proper hug because I feel that I will sort of.
transmit the bad
Exactly,
energy.
yes. And I
And it
don't want
is
to do that.
it is true. I mean, believe
Of
it or
course.
not, it that's how it works. If you're in a bad mood and the person you spent the most time with, or anyone who knows you on a very simple, basic level, will feel that something's off.
Yeah, exactly. And better keep it for yourself. Better as a parent, but every single human being, learn how to get rid of it, right? In a
Yeah,
proper way. So my way was always music, you know, shower, and then I'm back to normal, you know. It's sort of, I'm draining it out, you know, everything what I have bad. So, and then I'm coming back to you and then we do something together, you know, okay. I mean, I had my own time, it worked, I managed, and now I'm ready for you. So I sort of, okay, from that rude perspective, I pushed you away, but then I explained why, and then I am back to you saying, okay, let's do something together, you know.
yeah,
And that together is very, very important also, because a lot of people are not doing things together. And it's not that they are not playing with their kids when they are little, because it's easy, you know, to play with a child when he's little or she's little. I mean, with those dolls, and take those, because like the average time of how much time parents are spending with their kids, actual like good quality sort of time, is 7 minutes per day, you know. So when you have lots of
and
expectations.
for us it's like 7 hours if we're not at work or school.
Yeah, 7 minutes per day, you know, it's like it's very little time, right?
Yeah,
And then when you have lots of expectations on your child that they would like spend time with you, they are doing the same or even less, you know. I mean, because first of all, you didn't find any activities interesting or somehow bonding you together.
I mean, yesterday we spent like 4 hours doing our nails on my bedroom
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, exactly. And we sat down in her room on the floor, and we decided that we will do our manicures and pedicures and everything all together, you know. And we were sharing those, you know,
UV
yeah,
lights and nail
yes,
polish and like,
everything
are you
together.
done yet?
Yes.
Can I have it, please? Finally.
Yes, and we were playing some music, you know, and I was like, let's talk about something, and Rugila goes like, I don't see it necessary.
Do we have to?
Let's just sit and do things together, you know, and maybe it will come out naturally. I was like, okay, yeah. And most of the time we were not talking, you know, we were just doing and talking about our nails, you know, and it's like but that's
Most common word, the sentence, why is this nail polish not drying yet?
yes, but that was something beautiful. That was something, you know, that it's like we could do that separately, right? I mean, lots
But
of people
why?
are still doing it. I mean, that's not. It's something you can't just do together, and it will give you some good quality, interesting time together, and still you will be able to see something new about your child, right? But it goes both ways, to be honest, because when you are, let's say, teenager, when you're little, the parent has to take a first step and sort of organize all those activities and uh, make that time interesting for a child. And it's not that easy, to be honest, nowadays, when kids are into all devices and games and TikToks, and try to be better than TikTok. Imagine how many dances you have to learn as a parent that they would see. They would watch you rather they are watching TikToks, right? But yeah, but then you have to find something what TVs or computers cannot give, right? So, and I believe that every single child is up to do something with their parents, right? But if you are missing that sort of time, or you are bored with your life as an adult in the first place, then the kid will be bored with you, 100%, right? So, okay, so when you are little, the parent has to take decisions and sort of those, organize those activities. But when you're a teenager and then when you both are adults, right? It goes both ways then,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's not that as a mother, I will always, show the initiative. Sometimes the teenagers, especially teenagers, because you are learning to be empathic, right? And it is massive input of us, of parents, right? Did I did something? Did I showed enough how important it is to be empathic, right? But then it comes back to us, or it should come back to us. It's like, for example, we are saying "I love you" every single day, few days per day,
Times.
few times per day. But that has the same value, I would say. We are not saying just to get rid of you, it's like, I love you, go into your room, No, we are saying it with the meaning, right? But when I'm saying to you, because lots of parents, they have issues when they are saying, but they are not sort of asking, because sometimes you need to ask, especially if that person is not so open, right, with his or her emotions. You have to ask. It's like, I love you, and do you love me, sort of those very nice moments, how to learn how to teach somebody how important is to say, right, what you feel like, right? So
Yeah.
I'm saying I love you, and then you saying I love you back, just because we constructed that model of behavior, right, of showing feelings. So when, for example, when you are little and you're hurting yourself, I'm coming at you and saying, don't cry, it will go away, I love you, and things like that. But then after some time, teenagers, like when they're teenagers, they have to start doing it to their parents as well, right? And how do you feel like? Are you sometimes you pushing yourself like to show those emotions because you feel that I have a rough day, for example, or it comes naturally? You want to do that.
I mean, I always both our eyes are watering up a little.
Uh-huh.
I always think of every everything how to make your day a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, you lately you're not having a lot of bad days. Is it
Mm-hmm. Lately, yes.
lately?
But I had like 2 years, I
Yeah,
believe. Oh, very interesting time, yes.
yeah. So I mean, I think it's in the last maybe not now, but in the last month, it was more you trying to.
Mm-hmm. Comfort you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but when you're having a rough day, I don't push myself.
It goes
It goes
naturally.
naturally.
Mm-hmm. But do you think that it's important for kids to, when they are not kids, they are teenagers or adults, to do the same what their parents were doing for them. Do
Of
you think
course.
that it's important? Yeah.
It's not like, it's not in the sense of what people might think, like they raised you, they gave you love, you have to pay them back. No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't, if you're not, if you choose not to give it back, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's your choice. But if you feel like you want to give it back,
Mm-hmm.
or you feel like you care about that person that much, that you want to give it back, does it
Mm-hmm.
make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, of course. It should go naturally. Yes. Uh-huh. And then the other thing what we are doing, we are uh mm, I think I don't know if you know that, but I'm always trying, even if we're arguing and we are sort of, we had a big fight, about something. I never go I never end the day with the argument. Okay, so that is also very important, and it's for everybody. It's for your partner or your kids. Do not go to sleep in argument, right? It's like try to figure it out somehow. Try to go and say, okay, I'm sorry, I said something rude, or I do not.
Once we had like I don't even remember what the argument was about, and we had an argument, and I went to my room, and then after like an hour, she came with an orange, like with an orange like this, that said, like, I still have a photo of it.
You did
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Like,
That was
I'm
like a month
sorry,
ago or
a
even
month ago,
less.
really.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, like on the orange and the black mark, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like do something for your child. Even sometimes you feel that sort of that big parent's ego is screaming inside you that I know better, I like
Well, maybe it was I was supposed to apologize, but I didn't like feel like I wanted to apologize, so you took
uh-huh.
the first step. But sometimes it's the other way around, and
Yeah.
sometimes we both like bump into each other and say I'm sorry together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, those arguments we are having, it's not the intentions are never have, like some hard feelings to each other, but it's sort of from my as a parent perspective, it's always to help you, but that again, that big ego is screaming inside me that is like, I had exactly the same situation in my life, and I know how it will end, and I know better, listen to me, that is very bad about parenting. Like, like for example, like parents like me, which is like I'm very dominating as a person in general, as a parent as well. So it's a nightmare, to be honest, to live with me, I would say, because
But I have something. Mostly, I have the same attitude as you.
yeah, okay, so okay, yeah. Well, you are my child. Yeah, but then you are realizing that it's okay. I'm a parent, and I mean, I had my own experience, and she is having her own moments in her life, and either she will learn how to go through, either I will just take her on my hands and I will put her in the right place, but that will
Then
not.
I would hate you. I
Yes,
would
and
hate you
also
for that.
next time you will face exactly the same situation, but I'll not be there to take you and put you in the right place. So it's like it's also a very
Yeah.
important part what I want to say, that to accept each other as individual, right? I mean, you are my child, but I don't owe you. I mean, I don't have you as like it's not my child, and I will let you know what you have to do in your life, or I will sort of always guide you, and I will guide you, but I will not push you, let's say
You'll
that.
guide me as long as I'm safe.
Yes, exactly. I mean, sometimes, like a parent, especially when you have a little child, it's very obvious that that, for example, she will go up those stairs, and that she will fall down. But then you will say to her a few times, like, don't go there because you will fall down. It will hurt you.
And you'll
You
stay
know
in a distance to
and
catch them.
yes, and then after few comments like that, you see that the child is still wondering what is there, and how it will work. Okay, let him burn his fingers himself, but be there, you know.
Yeah.
And like when the child is very little, it's very obvious because you're actually being there, waiting till they will, sort of fail in terms of, they will actually learn by doing that, right? Because next time they will be more accurate. They will, they will they will not listen you better, but they will know what comes out, right? But it goes all your life, I would say. Because when you are, for example, teenager, you have all these dramas and you have all these, dramas
Yeah, I
related to
say the
love and
only
things.
only thing that is kind of irritating is when I'm like when I'm getting hurt by love drama or friend drama, whatever comes. She says like, "I told you so." Like I knew it, and I told you from the beginning.
Because
Like,
I knew it.
okay,
Oh my
good for you, but like,
God.
if I wouldn't have gone through it, I wouldn't know that you were right or something.
Yes, but I always say my example. It's not that I'm saying, okay, I knew that, something. No, I know because I had, and I'm always explaining, I'm trying to lead by my example. I'm explaining my situation. Okay. But I'm explaining that after, not before.
And that's what she does.
Yes,
And then
because
it's
I
like,
want
it's
you
your
to learn
mistake
your
that you
own
did it.
mistake.
Yeah, like yeah, I know, but why do you have to rub it in my face?
But that's how it goes. I mean, I am a big believer in, it's like, okay, leave the child alone. Okay, see how it goes, see how bad it is. If it's very bad, okay, you have to sort of,
Step in.
interrupt all the situation and make some decisions on behalf of your child. However, if it's in a normal way, you see that they are just like, okay, things are not going good. You might, most probably she will be hurt, but let her, let her do that. Let her do her own mistakes, but be there for her. This is exactly the same like you going up the stairs. I'm there. Maybe I tried somehow to explain my position in a nice way, but I will not sort of, I will not disrupt your mistakes.
But to be honest, I always like I know if I'm gonna get hurt or I'm gonna make a mistake. I know, but I don't want to admit it to myself. I'm
Uh-huh.
stubborn.
But if you will not
I'm
admit,
stubborn in that way that I want to or I just believe in people too much.
well, if
Like
you will not admit the mistake you just did, you will have bigger or you will have another the same size, but it will hurt you more because you would know that I already had this experience in my life. I didn't learn from that sort of lesson. It's not a mistake, it's lessons you are having, right? And then you will have another one. And if you will if you will keep ignoring all those lessons, it will the life will push you to the point that you would actually have to make something out of it. You have to learn something out of it. So I mean, every single time when you are doing the mistake, don't think that you're doing a mistake. You are just learning new thing,
yeah.
right? But you have to learn. Otherwise, you will keep repeating, and that will lead you nowhere, to be honest. So yeah, so I mean, let them do their own mistake. Do not live on behalf of them. Sometimes parents are doing that, to be honest. They are trying to keep their kids in their safe bubble, you know and in terms of everything, that they would not fall down the stairs, that they would not be hurt by somebody in
Yeah.
the relationship, that they would not I don't know, be workaholics then, and they would not be abused by other people, and things like that. But that's not how life works.
And if you would keep them in that safe bubble, they wouldn't have memories or like things like if you see a similar situation, they wouldn't have something to like realize what could happen in that moment. Like I've made mistakes, but I have amazing memories from them, or I have very good lessons from them.
What is the most important overall in all relationships, but especially mothers and daughters, and like mothers and sons, the same, to make those relationships healthy relationships. Okay, and healthy means that you are not over well, I am dominating, but it's not that I'm observing you somehow. Okay, so I'm giving your identity and your personality to grow, right? Keeping my own a little bit, backwards, let's say that. and but I'm there for you, but I'm not keeping you to satisfy my needs, right? Or to satisfy my I don't know, expectations.
Or
Because
ego
or
booster.
ego, yeah, it's like, oh, my child is a very good student, just because, it's for me, it's like I feel it's very proud, that I can
I mean, you
somehow.
are proud if your child is a good student or is good at
Yes,
something,
but
but
but you have to know that that child is doing it for himself in the first place, not for me. Like I'm always highlighting to you. It's like whatever you do in life, keep in mind that you're doing it not for me.
yeah, and that can happen. Like if the kid sees that the mom is like very proud or very disappointed if they do bad or very proud if they do very good, then they won't do stuff for themselves. They do it for their parent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, everything what you do, I see why you do it, right? If you're doing it for yourself, even if you fail, I'll be proud because you tried something new. Even if you fail, I'll be there for you and I'll be proud because you managed to try. And those failures, they are best lessons. It's just like it. Then I would take a next step. Then I would be there to see how you're dealing with the failure, which is for me even more important than not to fail.
Yeah,
Because we all will fail. I mean, we
at
all
some
will.
point or
Yes,
another. Yeah.
exactly. And then, okay, how you doing once you're failing? What is your pattern? How can I help to improve it? Are you too emotional, or maybe you are ignoring your mistakes, right? That also something parent can help, right? And it's like, how can I improve your failure experience? Let's say that, instead of ignoring that you will fail, because lots of parents, they are trying with that bubble, like sort of, okay, I'll keep you away from all, bad things in your life, but that is impossible.
Yeah.
Those bad things will happen
And then the parent will
anyways.
be the bad thing in their life.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, the child might complain just because when he will be adult, he will say, you didn't allow me to go through those things when I was a child, so now I'm addicted to alcohol or something like that because I want to try everything. So yeah, I mean, those things are very important. And then also it's very important, and what I am learning myself, uh, when you are, for example, when you are having bad days or you have some issues in your life, not necessarily I have to solve them all. Like, remember when we had this argument about your school and chemistry specifically? And then she was complaining about that it's very difficult subject, and it's very difficult for her to follow and to learn. It is very difficult subject. And then I was trying, okay, let me help her, let me do the, let me recommend to learn this, to see some videos, to it's like, and then you go like, listen, I'm not asking for your help. I'm asking you to allow me to complain. And that hit me. I mean, that actually sort of left something inside of me, because it is so very important to have somebody to complain with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, and for you, it's like you might just said that and forgot. But for me, it was such a strong lesson. It's like, yes, I'm here not necessarily to solve all your issues. Sometimes
I
I'm
mean,
here just that you would be comfortable to complain.
I knew I was being over dramatic, but I felt like I needed to be.
But again,
Yeah.
if I know a lot about how teenagers' brain works, and I know that you can be too dramatic because that's a part of your life. That's very normal teenagers' behavior. But I took that sort of, okay, I will help her, I will solve her issue. No, just leave it alone. There's nothing to solve at this point. There's nothing to do. Just like be there for her, let her complain, don't let her go too deep, but then be with her, if she wants you to do that. So yeah, thank you so much for that lesson. And that's how we go, to be honest. We're always taking, or at least I can speak on behalf of me only. I cannot, I don't know how it goes in your head, you
I
know.
mean, you were the one who told me, like, if I'm ever talking or trying to solve your problems, just tell me. I I just want you to listen. I don't want you to solve my problems.
Yeah.
And I mean, you told me that it's okay to.
But then I was but I was doing opposite.
Well, because I mean, I know you.
Mm.
I've said it quite a few times actually. Don't try to solve
Mhm.
it. Listen.
Listen, yes. Well, it's very difficult for me. It's the hardest thing on earth to listen. But it's not me only. It's in general. I mean, the scientists are saying that we are never listening. We are listening just to make a proper answer.
Yeah.
You know, that all that information, we are listening till the point we are realizing that that information is enough for me to answer right.
Yeah.
You know,
And then you go in and don't let someone finish
did I ever sort of failed
a
like a mother?
relationship.
Yes.
No. This is like boosting your ego so
Aw.
much. No, I mean, I think I've felt like I failed as a daughter sometimes.
Okay, because
But
I have this feeling constantly. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that I'm not spending enough time with you. Okay, because for me,
There was a point, but I knew why. I mean, like you
Mhm.
were working a lot
Mhm.
and we just moved to Malta, so it was obvious that you were going to do that.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like you failed as a mother.
Okay.
I felt like you were doing your like doing your best, maybe sometimes even pushing yourself too much to be a better mother.
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember when we arrived here to Malta and we were just two of us, you know. So basically, I was working a lot. I had like long working hours. Sometimes I was working late evenings, nights, and so forth, and sometimes weekends. And I mean, she was basically spending time alone, you know. After school, she was spending time alone, and it was so very bad situation. But that was no option. Basically, I didn't had any other options. And then I
But I learned
remember.
to be with myself at that point.
Yeah, and then I remember, and she didn't have friends. We do not have any friends, or we didn't have at that point friends or relatives, you know, that she could go and do something with them. And then I remember once I was like, you know, that sort of uh, that guilt inside that you don't know, is that actually a priority? You know, sort of you are pushing yourself to work hard because you need money to live, and you need to make a living, but at the same time you know that your child is alone at home. So then I was like, okay, we sat down. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember that conversation. I was like, listen, we are here, we just like in this small island, it's just you and me, you know. So now I do not have time for you. When I have, we always like every single time when I had like, you know, weekends off, or some, you know, like I don't know, public holidays or so, we were going somewhere. We were always, you know, visiting new places or going for a swim or doing something. It's like, and then we was like, okay, so just you and me here in this tiny island, okay, no one else. So I'll try to focus on my job and I'll do my best, but please, you will do the best in your school, okay, and also with your friends. Could you please promise me that you will not do nothing stupid, you know, and you will not be mad on me? And she goes like, yeah, I understand, you know. Okay, so yeah, you are doing your own, I'm doing my own, and we are spending as much time as we can, you know, together, all together. So
Yeah.
that's sort of, it was the agreement, like a proper agreement we made, you know. It's like, okay, let's make a pact, you know. It's like, you will take care of me, I'll take care of you, but you know, when we are not together, it's like, let's take care of our businesses, right? And she was like very very, you know, matured in that way, and you were always very matured, and you sort of deeply understood what I mean, you know. It's like, okay, if we want to make a living here in Malta, that means that we need to sort of, you know, collect ourselves, be like a team. And I believe that that's when that's when we bonded, you know, because we had moments when we actually didn't had, you know, like didn't have money, or we were super tired, right? Or we had different situation. At one point we didn't have place to live. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was super hard, but when you know that.
I mean, there was even a moment where I didn't want to even come back to Malta. It was the first time I
Yes,
went back from Malta to Lithuania, and I was like crying that I
yes,
didn't want to go back.
yes. And then I realized how important it is for me, to sort of uh, to promise, but not over promise, because I was promising that everything will be okay.
But it wasn't because of her. It was because of I didn't want to leave my life behind
Of
there,
course, that's absolutely
and
normal
I was
because
still
I
like
was
11 years
Te-
old. So it
10
was
10 is 11. Yes, yes, yes. So I was sort of promising her that our life in Malta will be normal, and you will get friends, and everything will be okay, and we will enjoy this. But I didn't know
yeah,
if that will ever, be the case. But then also, I always, every single time when I promised, and I want you to do the same to me, but also to everybody. Do not promise something you cannot actually do. It's like, okay, if I promised her to that we will, I don't know, buy something, or it's like I have to have a plan how I will actually accomplish my goal, or I will do something for you. So I believe that that's how you actually trust, building the trust with your child, because that's very wrong imagination, or I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it's sort of subordination and authorities, that you have to love and respect your parents or your relatives in general just because they are, right?
yeah.
Just because I am a mother, and you have to respect me. It's like, that's not how it works. You have to somehow prove that you are worth to.
You earned
Yeah,
the respect.
exactly. Yes, you have to build the trust. You have to be interesting person, right, to your child. Do something together. You have to help them to go through all these, things by your own example, showing how, what you are doing for them, but not overloading them with your own shit as well, because that's also very important, because now some issues we had, for example, when we arrived to Malta. But at that time you didn't know that is
Yeah.
that is our sort of issues. At that time I thought, okay, I will deal it myself without her being involved, right? So I didn't want it to load my issues on your shoulders, right? So you have to have your own, but what I have to do every single time, I have to take yours, right? That's how it works. I have to take all your issues if you trust me, and make somehow, if you want me just to listen, that's okay. If you want me to help, I have to help, but not other way around. Okay? Yeah, so yeah, we had our moments where we actually build it a trust, and we actually bonded. We I don't know. Yeah, now we are a team. And I really hope that we will keep proceeding, right? We will
Yeah.
keep growing together. We will help each other grow. We will never. I will try, listen more. Yeah, that is my promise. I'll try listen more instead of trying to um, make your issues, less important. And yeah, I think it's very, very important that it's the core relationship you have, you and my mom, right? You and your mom, me and my mom. Everyone has mom, right? And not necessarily uh, they have parents, they have time, they have knowledge how to bond with their kids. But there's always something you can do as a child as well, especially when you are teenager, when you are, adult. If you didn't have that sort of good relationship with your mom, you can always try and build it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I believe that I have nothing to complain about. And I believe that we are being very, very respectful to each other, and that's what is the best thing here. The respect that we are keeping each other, happy in terms of that we are giving everything. We are giving freedom. We are giving trust. We are giving, good times and bad times, and sharing those moments together, right?
Yeah.
So we need to wrap it up now.
Yeah.
But you need to do that.
Uh,
Okay, this time is on you.
oh, okay.
Conclude, please.
So,
So,
just remember it's never too late to rebuild your relationship with your mom as long as she's there and anywhere even in the other side of the world. Might be a bit harder though,
yeah.
but she's that even with your father, I mean, you always have that you always want to have a good relationship with your parent or your parent figure, and try your best to keep that relationship good and healthy, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Of course. It's very good. Like, yeah, yeah. I love you.
I love you too.
And guys, please don't forget to say love to your parents. Please also subscribe and like
our video if you like it.
Oh my God. Yes. And love each other, back each other up, and spend more time with your parents.